Well, hi guys, welcome to another episode of TJM. It's a pretty gloomy day outside today and it's actually raining as we speak and it's really, really humid. Now, I was going to do some more body work on this old girl, the Series 1, but because the rain is happening and we won't be able to get outside to do the stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up on the 4-poster today and we can do this inside. Check all underneath it, check the brakes, which is something I've really got to do, and while it's up there we'll give it an oil change and have a bit of an inspection and see what it's like underneath it. I've also put a new distributor in this thing as well, maybe because one of the cylinders wasn't firing. I wonder which one it was. It doesn't turn, it's seized. I don't know, that's maybe because it was sitting there, but I'd have to pull it apart. But it's something to throw in the boxo part. All that would be still functional. I think that's why they're in the boot. They've been replaced at some time. Do I keep or chuck? I think I'll just chuck them. Looking further into this air conditioning system, they're just milk bottles down there that have been put in, but I know there's the aircon fan up there. So were they just trying to make some sort of water-cooled system because the aircon wasn't working? Who knows? But to make it worse, the original heater fans have been removed. Just a big bloody hole there for where the heater fan's supposed to go. So I've got to do something about that, I think. And I thought I might have had a parcel tray just to put in there. I used to have one years ago, but it's gone. And I was just going to delete the air conditioning completely and maybe have a little Pioneer stereo system in my box of parts to use when I need another one. And I'll pull this one out. It's not going, but have a little test because I love this. Even though it's only AM, it's a pretty cool little thing to have because it'd be original. Watch this space. Oh gosh. And that little bit of stuff there doesn't go there. It goes there. I'll get it on with one hand. Looks OEM. We'll have to pull all the door cards off because a lot of rusty water came out of those doors when I washed it the other day. And we'll fish oil inside to make sure that, to prevent any further rust from starting. This one's the same. Amateurs. That starter motor that was in the boot's working. And the solenoid's working. Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with that. It may be drawing too much current, or in situ may not be doing the job, but we'll still keep it now since I know it's working. Yep, might have to look at what's causing that. Okay, let's start from the back. We've had a bit of body filler repair there, but it was done a long time ago. And it hasn't really come through again. We might not get rid of that tow bar later. I don't really like them. Pretty shabby things. I've got a couple of them already under the house. A little bit of rusty there that's just been happening from sitting. I'll clean that up. It looks like a homemade modified exhaust job. I'm going from this size to this size to this size to this size. 3 different sizes there, bang, bang, bang. And then we've got these U-clamps that are holding the supposedly chrome tailpipes that are not really chrome. That's okay. So it's looking alright. This side we got to have a look at the fuel tank too. We might even whiz that drain plug off while we're up here. Moving forward a bit, let's get rid of this. Oh look, we've got Munro shockies on. The shockies did feel good when I gave it a test. So we've got good springs and shockies. Well, that's a bonus, and looks like this thing's been well and truly greased up over its years. Over greasing, but too much is just too much. But yeah, she's been fully greased quite a few times. Differential, well, she's dripping oil. Not a lot. Where's it come from? The pinion seal. Where are these brakes? I've got cobwebs I can't get rid of. That's all. Bloody hell. What's that look like to you? We have pad. And not a lot of pad on that one. I think the back brakes are what's causing the issue here. Exhaust system, well that's, there you go, that's had it, that's making a bit of a racket, that hole. But this old thing here doesn't look too bad. Boy, it is a bodgy job. Bodgy. A bit more bodgy. Let's go back a bit there. So we might just top that diff up while we're at it if we've got the special oil to do it. Sure I have. Handbrake pads, I just really can't tell. I felt like the handbrake was working. Too hard to get up there. Okay, let's move further forward. Okay, the gearbox. Interesting that it's been painted at some stage. Does that mean it did have a reco? The oil didn't look too bad in it. Don't know. Little holes in this exhaust. I think that's the culprit, that thing there. That hole there. Can't see anywhere else where it's blown out. Okay, further forward. Oh, it's had a steering rack at some stage, but probably a long time ago. But yeah, it's been recode. Shockies look alright. Let's go a bit further forward. Doesn't look too bad up there too. All those, well, I know those lower ball joints were replaced at some stage, and those upper ones look alright too. Brake lines, they don't look perished or cracked. I can't see any weeping from those brakes. We're going to bleed those in a minute, hopefully. Nice and dry down on this side. Oh. Subframe mounts, they look about 1 million years old. It's a shame. Bit of oil dripping from the power steering. Not too bad. It's pretty clean under there really. Further forward where we got a bit of an oil leak. Let's get up there. I'd be saying it's the front main. Oh no, it looks like it might be coming from the further up. See, there's oil right up the top there, dripping right up the top there. So we'll investigate that a little bit more. We know that alternator was replaced, and there's that other oil can. Now I have no idea, and no one has also explained to me possibly why it is there. However, for a 52-year-old car, I don't think it's too bad. That's for the fan. Uh-oh, I'm standing on oil. Shit. I better clean that up. I do have a oil filter, old stock, Geico one. with a gasket. So we'll drain the oil first and see how we're going with that other oil filter. Okay, let's see if we can do this without spilling it everywhere. Get on there. Get on there. I love my new drain. Well, there was an oil filter in it, in that cartridge, and it was pretty dirty. And I've just taken the cap off this additional oil filter cartridge, and it's got another cartridge style oil filter in it. And it's a paper one again, so I'll probably have to try and find a number for that somehow and replace that as well. But unfortunately we won't be able to do it now. But I guess 2 oil filters is better than 1. Wonder why they did that. I'll probably have to get a number off that cartridge because there's none that come up as just a France oil filter cartridge. We'll measure it up and get something to fit it, but we'll work on that later. Some nice fresh HPR 30. That should do it. About 8 litres, these things take a lot of oil. We'll crank it over a bit to fill that cartridge up first before we actually fire it up. Looking good. Looking good. Crank it a bit with the lead off, coil lead off. Okay, we'll pump some oil into it. Put the lead on. Compression sounds sweet in this thing. It sounds all even, doesn't it? So let's go. Come, baby. There you go. Now our pressure's going up, but the most important thing, we've got to check we've got any leak. Nothing dripping. That's old stuff. Yeah, it looks good. You got to be really careful with that bloody awful seal on those cartridge ones. If you don't get it in right, it'll spew out oil everywhere. Believe me, trust me, I know. Well, I've bled the front brakes, but the back are not proving to be that easy. I can't get any fluid to come out of those calipers. They haven't been changed since bloody Ronald Reagan met Nancy. And what I'll have to do is try and loosen up those pistons and maybe loosen the inlet pipes to see if I can get some brake fluid through them, because I don't think we've got any brakes happening. By the looks of that, nothing happening there. What's that there? I haven't got my proper torch with me today. Not much happening there either. Alright, let's see what we can do. Able to beat these front brakes okay. Back, I can't get anything out of it. Well, front ones are done. I'm having trouble with the back. I've gone to the carbies and I'm having real trouble trying to balance them. They're running super rich. So I've just pulled this out. Look at the that needle. They've really butchered that, haven't they? I'm not going to be able to fix that. I'm going to see if I can find another one. Well, I don't have one, but I've straightened it up a bit. I'll just have to do till I try and find some new needles for it. That's a bastard. Well, after straightening that needle, it sounds a bit better already. I'll just adjust the idle. perfect. Without pulling these carbies apart, but I don't think she's running as rich. Back up again. I was certainly running smoother, not perfect. Still a bit rich from the right bank, I think. A bit rich from both banks, I think. Well, she's running a lot smoother than she did before. I've rigged up a little thermostat on the fan, the electric fan, and that should turn on. I'll adjust it so it turns on about 88, hopefully, if it works. But at least that's not going continuously all the time. Getting there. Just gave the front dash a bit of a clean up, and it's come up really like a treat. There's not much wear on this thing. The jury's out what I want to do with this air conditioning unit, but I don't have a little parcel tray that I thought I might have replaced it with the original. So we perhaps just will leave that in there for the time being. I'll get rid of all the other stuff. We might even be able to make them as just air vents and have a fan on it somehow, which maybe that's what the old mate was doing when they first did that, when I start pulling it apart. Haven't started doing that yet. Okay, so that'll do for this episode. It was all a catch up from last week, and I'm back up the Jag cave today as we speak. And so hopefully, weather permitting, I'll be able to do a little bit more work on it tomorrow and video the work I'm doing. I don't know what I'm going to do on it yet. We'll just ad-lib it. So thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my algorithms. If you haven't subscribed, you can do that too. And if you want to leave a comment, question down below, I love hearing from you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.